Hey guys, I'm JanetOnOccasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. This one is my second game from Shadow's tournament. This time I am up against Ragnarok. I was right at the end of the last episode. Yeah, I'm fighting against Ragnarok Total War. And I'm playing as the Wood Elves. He is playing as the Lizardmen, which is very interesting. I think it's quite a cool matchup, especially Lizardmen's new units. There's, you know, there can still be surprises, which I like. But anyway, this is my army. I went with a load of Dryads. I thought, yeah, they can deal with skinks. Saurus Warriors, maybe not so much, but I want to kind of crowd them. Back here, you can see I've got plenty of War Dancers. You'll notice there's not a lot of archers. No, I have a unit of Glade Guard. Just to make my backline feel a bit like a threat. But that's not really the threat. No. If they leave them alive, sure, they'll net for great value, but they're a wonderful distraction. So that's something. So all these War Dancers, they will actually do pretty well against any of the infantry, but it's just I can swarm with all of this stuff. I even have some War Dancers with Azrai Spears, so way more armor piercing in the anti-large. Yeah, it's quite a flimsy army, but it's all very high damage. Branch Wraith here as well, buffing all the melee attack of nearby units. I've got the Earthblood to heal up, and I've got Melkoths to make sure I can slow things down. I also have some Wild Riders with shields. I have the Sisters of Thorn, and did I bring more Wild Riders? No, that's it. I only had the money for 2, but I also have Orion. He's going to be the heavy hitter. He's unbreakable. Once he gets injured enough, he'll just start regenerating and give himself mad physical resist and all sorts. What is it again? Yeah, 44% damage resistance once he's down below 20%, and he'll heal. It's just crazy. Cloak of Isha is just such a great thing to have. Also, he causes terror, anti-large, so good against the dinosaurs. Doesn't have a lot of armor, but who cares? That's fine. He doesn't need it with the 44% damage resistance if he gets damaged enough. And he's unbreakable, so it doesn't matter. He won't get so damaged that he'll be regenerating, but he's likely to run. No, none of that. He's unbreakable. So, yeah, absolute powerhouse, Orion. So he's going to be great. And if I can surround him, you know, the only things that can really scare him off are things like Carnosaurs. But if I can surround them with, you know, Azrai Spears, then I'm laughing. So, Ragnarok over here, you can see he's got a couple of Croxigors, which I think is an interesting pick. I'm not really sure why he'd do that with the sort of typical front line being Eternal Guard, with the armor piercing and the anti-large. I feel like he's playing into my hands with the Croxigors. But because I didn't bring any, it's actually kind of a good idea. Also, Temple Guards as well. They're going to be a very stocky thing in the front line. It's going to be very difficult to hurt them with a lot of my units. Especially War Dancers aren't going to get good hits on them, really. And here, a bunch of Skinks. The Skinks, I don't like their chances, but the Javelins will be able to put in some good damage. Especially because I don't have a shielded front line. Also over here, you can see a Bastillodon with Solar Engine. He'll be able to put some good work in at a distance. You know, start whittling down Orion or whoever he likes. Also, a Skink Priest of Beasts. So here, good selection of spells. So here you can see, Amber Spear. So good just to be able to blast something. You know, do some good damage. Magic damage too, which is pretty cool. Good against armor. So good against Treeman, really. Also here you can see Pan's Impenetrable Pelt, help buff his own units, and Transformation of Kadon, so he can start throwing Manticores at me. And of course that would be useful if I had a bunch of stuff in my back line that needed to be attacked. But honestly, Manticores will do some good damage against most of my units, because I don't have a bunch of Eternal Guard with the anti-large, and yeah, they just don't need the armor piercing, and Manticores don't have much of that. Also over here, you can see he has a Feral Carnosaur, so good anti-large. Also Krokgar, also on Grimlock, who is a Carnosaur, fun fact. So, yeah, a lot of anti-large armor piercing units here. They'll be able to bully Orion if they team up on me, and especially with the Cold One Spears backing them up. It's going to be very difficult to get hits on them when I'm bogged down by all these cold ones as well. So there's some scary stuff. But a lot of the expense of this army is in armor piercing, which he's not really going to see a benefit from. He's really not. But that's the thing. Most of the anti-large stuff for Lizardmen happens to be armor piercing. So it's difficult for him to get value against an unarmored line. But with all my unarmored units, I am also lacking a lot of armor piercing, which I kind of need for a lot of his units. So we've both kind of got gaps here. So here, Wild Riders are charging right in. Mostly, I'm just trying to keep this stuff off here. I'm trying to get a charge into the Skink, start whittling things down, just cause them to have to react, while I'm just throwing units at them. You can see the two bits of the army are getting very separated. I want to put the pressure on. You know, I want to force him to have to react to all of this as best as possible. So in Earthblood, keeping my Wild Riders a little bit healthier while I charge in again, getting some great damage into these Skinks, but it's mostly just to put the pressure on. Now Orion charging into the Bastillodon, and he's not going to be able to get much done, but I do need to spread out these units. That is bad. Over here, Dryads. they're getting chased down, which is bound to happen, and now the Glade Guard are going to start firing into this mix. War Dancers, Azrai Spears, they're going to retarget, because all of this is prime real estate for them. So here you can see that the Dryads took the charge, and now the War Dancers can enter safely. They're not going to get bowled over by a charge, they can just get stuck in and damage things. And now my Starfire Shafts can get some work in. So over here, you can see he used a Melkoth on the Temple Guards to help whittle them down a bit, and Orion has been just smashing the crap out of this. Bastillodon is not looking good for him, but look at this, you know, this is good. Croxagores, they can just tear War Dancers apart. They really can. So here, I've got some Wild Riders that are just stood idle. They really shouldn't be, and the Temple Guards are doubling back to try and get my Sisters of Thorn, which is a real pity. And here, a bunch of javelins. So I'm pulling the Wild Riders up and around. I'm going to try and get back into these guys and whittle them down while my Sisters of Thorn run away. I'm also pulling my War Dancers out. I don't need this many units in here. It's a waste. And over here, yeah, my Starfire Shafts are getting pretty injured. But War Dancers, with Azrai Spears, they've been butchering the Cold One Riders. They got some damage into these guys, but mostly it's just kept these guys out of the fight, while a ton of units are getting terrified away here, which is brilliant. This is perfect for me. And now Orion is fighting Croxagores. Azrai Spears are fighting Croxagores. Curse of Anra here from my Sisters of the Thorn, meaning that these Croxagores aren't able to fight back during that episode. So it's pretty bad for them. So more units getting chased down. Wild Riders are going to keep chasing in. Orion is getting shot by an Amber Spear, but doesn't actually do a huge amount. Doesn't do a huge amount there, sadly. Well, sadly for them, great for me. So here you can see Pan's Impenetrable Pelt has actually been cast on the Manticore, which I think is an interesting idea. Interesting concept. But here, Croxagores just getting wasted, and now Azrai Spears barely touched from the fight over here. They're getting stuck in, and they're going to help deal with the Croxagores, and so are the Starfire Shafts, as they can shoot while moving, which is something that's often overlooked with them. Just as they're running forward, they'll get shots in. So yeah, Croxagores being absolutely decimated by the Azrai Spears. Azrai Spears are the perfect counter to them. They really are. And now I'm starting to shoot the Skink Priest a bit. I want him dead. So back here, you can see everything remotely mobile. You know, the Carnosaurs, they're all trying to chase down my Wild Riders and save the Bastillodon. But I'm just following up with yet more War Dancers with Azrai Spears. So I'm keeping these guys busy yet again. This is such a huge investment, you know, that's just chasing me about while I'm dealing with the rest of his army. So over here, Croxagore actually took the blow for me there. I don't know if you saw that. Bastillodon fired at the Sister Thorn, and Croxagore walked in front of it, which is hilarious. And now Skink Priest had enough. Poor Skink Priest. Aww. So I'm going to try and shoot him for a bit, I think. And now I'm running in again. Oh, I think I was also throwing javelins at him from Orion. Orion's good at that. So now all my units start to charge in, and you see I did take a big chunk of damage there with the Azrai Spears. If they get charged, they will take damage. It's if they can just join a fight that's already happening, they can just walk in and kill everybody. But here, another little Earth Blood. Amazing, didn't hit the War Dancers. That's so sad. Aww. That's a pity. But anyway, Sister Thorn just making sure any unit can't rally to the support of his men here. Over here, there are actually 9 Temple Guard left. So, there's that. Huh. I didn't even notice them come back. I think they're probably going to break again in a minute. Oh, also over here, Dryads are still fighting Cold One Spear Riders. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's fine. So, over here, Croxagores, I'm going to focus them down first. May as well get rid of that little roadblock. They're going to get in the way. So, they're dealt with. Orion, he's happy to sit here and deal with them. I used Melkoth on Croxgar to actually slow him down. It doesn't do much damage, but it'll slow him down. So, that's all I really want from it. So, he's going to speed himself up. Cheeky. Cheeky. But here, Feral Carnosaur, they don't have the best leadership, and now Cavalry are bogging him down, and wow, that was a pretty cool hit, but not sure how much work it did. So yeah, he's just going to get broken very fast. They don't have the leadership, and now I can keep chasing. And yet Starfire Shafts getting some damage in too. They're not going to do much. They're just going to get attacked again. But here you can see the Skink Priest did come back. Way over here, you see the Bastillodon did come back. I'm not quite sure where those War Dancers are going. Oh, they're chasing off Croxagores apparently. It's interesting. I mean, I've got the tools I need at this point, so still chasing the Carnosaur. A load of health back on him though, which is a bit disappointing. And over here, Orion, as you can see, he's just throwing his javelins. He's got massive armor piercing on those javelins, so he may as well just do that while Croxgar is bogged down. You know, try to chase him with Orion. I mean, Orion's pretty damn quick, but he's not as quick as Croxgar, so why bother chasing him? Chase him with my cav that can catch him and throw javelins at him. And that is enough to break the army. So, yeah, just split things up. That was my whole thing there. You know, I saw that Ragnarok here, or Odin today for some reason, Ragnarok Total War, he'd split up his forces, right, into little contingents. So I made sure just to throw something at them that would deal with that contingent, you know, effectively, while I dealt with the rest of the army. If he had all of the tools at his disposal, it would have been much more difficult to juggle. He could have had units cycling in and out, and, you know, could have made sure he had units on the correct things. I mean, it worked pretty damn well in the front line, actually, to an extent. The Croxagores just decimated a unit of my War Dancers, which is a real pity. That is real sad. But having just some Dryads go for, you know, all of his mobile contingent, you know, the Krokgar, the Carnosaur, and the Cold One Riders, and he fell for it. He just let my War Dancers just walk in and kill everybody, which was very bad for him, which is bad. Yeah, that's how that works. So, yeah, just divide and conquer, you know. All of this sort of squishier stuff that could have lent a lot of support, just made sure to keep chasing it off with my cav. You can see I got so many kills. Just those skinks just got ruined by my cavalry, because I just kept the pressure on, you know, and they all got wiped out. One unit did actually get a few kills, but mostly they barely did a thing. Yeah, I just chased them down hot, like really hard, and just took them out. Also here, you know, Skink Priest, I'm not sure how useful he was. Transformation to Kadon, I don't think there was a target for it, you know, there wasn't a good target for the Manticores, really. So I really limited the amount he could do, partly because of my build. So it's definitely an interesting one, though. It's really fun matchup. I really like this one, because you're never quite sure what either player is going to bring, whether it's going to be, you know, avoid bringing dinosaurs entirely and just go super wide as the Lizardmen, you know, a bunch of Saurus warriors and things, you know, to sort of avoid the Way Watcher sort of value. And you never know if there's going to be Way Watchers or not. You know, it's difficult to tell. So it's always really interesting. So I love this matchup. And, yeah, GG to Ragnarok. So, guys, yeah, the next one will be on Friday. I'll be against Dog Shadow Gaming, which is not Shadow Online Gaming's dog, but I wish it was. That would be great. But, yeah, be sure to check out Shadow Online Gaming to see the rest of the tournament. He is casting all of it. He is the host of this tournament, after all. So he'll be showing everything as it unfolds. So, yeah, be sure to check him out. And check out Ragnarok Total War for, well, Ragnarok Total War stuff. He plays a lot of Total War, so go check it out. Mostly campaign, it must be said. Mostly campaign. I definitely had an advantage coming into this one. But, yeah, good guy. So, guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you again on Friday for my last game in the group stages. Yeah, I'll see you then. Have a good day, guys.